Well, good morning. Let's see if I got audio going out or not. Jeff says, here I am. Yeah, without the redirect, I had to go back and remember how to do some things. Yeah, I've got audio. I heard the little bit of the echo. So I'm not going to adjust the green screen. It doesn't look too bad behind me, and you can't really tell that it's not where it's supposed to be. Davinci Resolve Daily Debacle. I have no clue what I'm going to do today. I still haven't figured it out, but I did bring up a project that I had done quite some time ago. And as you can see, there's an awful lot of red media not being able to be found files. So, let's figure out if we can fix this particular one and go from there. Obviously, that's going to be... Now, this is interesting in that Jeff Ryman Wintermute now in Spain. Hi, guys. Hi, Alan, Jeff, and Wintermute. So this is interesting in that when you hover over this now, it actually is showing, boy, I got more issues there than I thought. It's actually showing, I can tell what this picture is. So what I need to figure out is, I believe this is going to be, oh no, I've just put those over there. Okay, cool. So let me see if I can kick my brain in and remember how to go find where these are at. So this is a big, long JPEG. I guess the next thing I got to start doing to my projects is naming these with a shorter, more specific name. All you see is me in a black screen. Well, of course, because DaVinci's not working. What did you expect to see? Were you expecting to see this? Is it better with one or two? Three or four? Somebody said one. Tony says two. That's what I like about this community. We all have our warped sense of humor, and most of the time, most of us get it. Speedy C joins us. Hi, Speedy C. Bobby Warren says hi. Wintermute says one. I was expecting green. No, I can make that happen, but no. Or eight, yeah. Well, he said say four, and I couldn't think of how to let him know it was pixelating and buffering, and audio was like, his lips was moving, but, and then you could, and then, so he was having some issues. Anyway, let's move on with this. Let me go figure this out kind of, sort of, halfway quick. I got about 20 minutes to do this. How do I want to do this? Well, the first thing I want to do is I really want to identify which one this is. This is 1951. It would be nice if you could just hover over these and it give you the full thing. So I'm pretty sure I cannot go in here and change the location. I cannot. I can do everything under the sun except change the location. So I'm going to off click on that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to change the source folder. And this was in download. So now it's over in D drive somewhere. Wow. I have no clue where that's at. So I'm just going to take a stab at it. And I'm going to go to D drive. I'm going to go into Davinci. I'm going to really hope that maybe, since it's a Davinci project, that I might have actually done something that makes sense in organizational terms, Jim. Okay, I can't open that, so that's fine like that. Now I can't really do anything with that, so I'm going to go ahead and just open this, and I'm going to hope that this is in here. If I'm right, a lot of these should pop in. We'll give it a minute to populate. Meanwhile, I'll take a drink of this not so great coffee I had this morning. Both of us make the coffee the same way, but I always do the, oh, look at that. Just like that. Boy, whoever edited this did a horrible frickin' job. Look at that. My gosh. We got shadow. We got, oh my goodness. I'm going to have to get on my editor. Doggone, I'm going to fire this dude. So now I'm just waiting for it to populate up in the top. That's the one thing I do. Again, another thing that I like about DaVinci Resolve is it'll usually show up here, and then as it gets populated, rendered, whatever you want to call it, it shows up there, and it eventually shows up there. So that's cool. Now, what are the chances, seriously, that I can go into here, change the source, and it didn't stick because whatever? But I don't know what that is. It says YouTube, so let's just try it. Let's go browse, go thumbnails, go open, go change. Oh, well, I better stop while I'm ahead. Well, that's it for Daily DaVinci Debacle on a Friday, 27th of January. Boy, this month just kind of flew by. Thanks for being here. My live show tonight, Bobby, will be at 9 o'clock. Unless, why am I yelling? Unless Mrs. K gets canceled for the 10 to 6 overnight shift. If she gets canceled 10 to 6 overnight shift, then chances are I will start one at 9 for about a half hour, 40 minutes, go pick her up, and I will come back and start another one when I get home, like immediately when I walk in the door and grab a water or whatever. But as of right now, the plan is 9 o'clock tonight. She's working overnight. I don't have to go pick her up, so I like to start at 9 when she's off, and I like to start at 9 when she is working a double shift. Speaking of shifts, and this is not Daily DaVinci related, Greg will be so happy. Next week's schedule, which starts Sunday, by the way, that's right, 2 days, today, Saturday, and it starts Sunday, is still not out because the new person doing the scheduling thought it was better to send out a 5-page novel on these are my duties, these are procedures, this is what I want, blah, 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 blah. I wish somebody would write and say, how about our schedule so we know what we're working next week? Anyway, let's continue to march here. Al Neo says, hey, Al. Actually, he said, hit everyone, but then he changed it to hey. What happened with everything? Okay, Bobby asked what happened with everything. These red media things right here indicate that DaVinci Resolve cannot find the location of the media. So that's seeing the background noise, which is the blue noise gradient. If I move that out of the way, this cannot be seen because it's not being seen. Now it says that's a YouTube PNG, which I would have thought would have been the same thing as this one, but it's not. So let's go up here. Now this one is identifiable, YouTube PNG. Let us go see if we can find that. This is a real simple fix. You right click on it, you go to change source location, and then you browse. And as long as you don't change it, 9 out of 10 times it goes right back to where you're at. I think it's in thumbnails. This one I'm not 100% sure on. So we're going to open it, and we're going to hit change. And if it's in thumbnails, this will change up here to whatever this is supposed to be, and then it'll change here, and then it'll change there. But it is looking as if this is not actually the case because it should have changed by now. So while that one's running, I'm going to go over here to this one. I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to browse, go to thumbnails, see if that changes. Put that there. Again, the noise gradient. Put the noise gradient up here out of the way or someplace. I don't know. And it's not changing. So again, I don't know. Gray works. Gray correct? Oh, gray might be the background. Yeah, gray. Not sure what the gray is, to be totally honest. Test. It's not up there, so that's cool. Now, supposedly it looks like I had a video in here at one time. No bananas. Oh, that was a video? I thought that was a still. I thought that was a JPEG or a PNG. So let's go see if I can find this one. Right click, change source file, browse, open, change. And doesn't look like that's going to be it. So the noise gradient is now not working. Oh, because it's muted. Maybe I should turn them on. Like that's going to make a difference. Okay, so that's Davinci Resolve. Okay, I did find that one. That one did pop in finally. Maybe give these other ones a couple more. There's the noise gradient, and now an image is showing up here, which is going to be this one here, which eventually there it goes right there. So let's see if this one's here, and that one's there. But that one's always been there. I don't know why. Oh, because it's not over in the thing. So this was something I was throwing together for use as a thumbnail way back when. Kind of like a revamp, rehash. Let's figure out what's going on. YouTube PNG is not showing up. So right click, change the source, browse. I'm just going to go to stills, open it, change, and see if that finds it. Make sure if you're going to download it and get started, Bobby, that you get version 18.1.1. It's not the current version, it's the version prior. And I only say that because if you start downloading some of the plugins and things, they may or may not work properly. And Wintermute has tested them, and he uses 18.1.1 and has no issues. So that's clearly not there. And I think this is about the same thing, although that shows that is images. It looks like a 3_1, which is this one. So right click, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to go browse. I don't think it's in stills, but we'll look real quick. More than likely, if it's anywhere, it's going to be in thumbnails. Thumbnails is the new downloads, by the way. It's like orange is the new black. Thumbnails is the new downloads. It's on my D drive. So, oh, I guess I got to hit the word change. I'm like, why is this not working? Because it's Friday the 13th and I'm having a rough day. That's why. Still waiting for one specific person to say hi in the chat room, but I could be waiting until hell freezes over for that. And no, it's not Josh Kinder, by the way. So this is not where it's at. So let's go back up here. Usually it's pretty instantaneous about where it's at. Let's go look in thumbnails, open, hit change, and let's see if something pops in. If it doesn't pop in, then I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it. The MP4 I have, no, it's not Doug. No, Doug probably watches some daily Davinci's. So he probably scans through them. I don't remember the editing program he uses. It's not daily. It's not Davinci. I know that. Greg, we would be here until the sun comes up next week on the second Tuesday when somebody will gladly bring me a hamburger or 2 hamburgers or whatever he used to say. So this is okay. I did resolve. It looks like all but 2 issues, 3 issues if I count that. 1 there and 1 there. I will figure out where they're at, and I'll do that by simply going into my, I don't know why that does that. I'll go into my D drive, and I'll come up here, and I'll search for PNG, so .png, let it do its thing, and apparently there are quite a few there. Imagine that, boy. I sure hope Jim's not watching. I'll send you a link. Shoot me an email. I have a link to get all versions of Davinci Resolve, and it's supposed to be in there. Full disclosure, I haven't looked yet because I've got to make sure I have all my stuff backed up before I revert back, and I'm going to revert back just to see if it fixes the issue that I'm having. So now I know there's a massive amount of PNGs on my D drive. 470 is what the number down here says. So now what I have to do is I have to get specific, and I'm looking for, I'm guessing it's images parentheses 3 dot or underscore one JPEG. Oh boy, that'll be fun to find. So let's go over here and let's, I don't know if capitalization matters or not. Images, parentheses, underscore one PNG. I think that's what it looked like. Images 3 underscore 1 JPEG. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a search for that and see if that pops up. Okay, cool. I will, when I get done here, and my breakfast was handed to me just as I was starting. So it's not there. That's interesting. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into my C drive, paste that in there, or not. There we go, paste. Let it do its thing there. And if it's not there, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's no big deal. In fact, if it doesn't find it this go around, I'm just going to move on to something else real quick. I just have not learned my lesson on some things. And I'll explain that here in just a second. I'm going to guess it probably got moved over to my recycling bin that may or may not purge itself when it gets full or whatever. It probably did me a favor by doing that, because I would get in there and go, oh, I really want this, and restore it, and then have to go move it. And by it just purging itself, and by purging itself, I mean it emptied itself. Because I like to put everything there, and then when I'm 100% sure I've got everything moved where I don't need it, as in out of downloads and either on D drive for my data or in the trash bin to get rid of it, then I go ahead and get rid of it. Robert Michael says morning, afternoon. I'm guessing he's off this weekend unless he's volunteering for overtime. Good to see him. See if I missed anybody. Yeah, Davinci installs pretty quick. I wish you'd have waited to get. I mean, 18.1.2 works just fine. I have the studio version, so I can't speak for the free version. I wrote Macri and Reflect about Davinci. I wrote Davinci Resolve about explaining the issues, and they 100% supported the fact to roll it back one version. Just make sure I back up everything first. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. I did a complete backup last night with the help of the Zoomies, and I appreciate it. And now I'm working on some other things. Apparently that was stowed over into my downloads because this is not coming up with anything. So I'm going to cancel this. Can I just cancel this by hitting there? I can't. Let's go back into Davinci. And I'll clean all this. I will find all these later this afternoon, unless they've got put into the recycle bin and cannot be found. I will find them. And if we come back over here, now these being over here like this tell me, oh, this was an experiment. Do I like that? No, I do not. Do I want that? No, I do not. Do I want that? No, I do not. So these being over here means it's no great loss if I can't find them. It really is no great loss. Now, I would really like to find the video, though, because I don't see it anywhere. I don't see this MP4 anywhere over here. And JPEG, I don't think this is it. Oh, doggone it. Nope, that's a JPEG. So, oh, that's neat. Anyway, I just learned something. When you grab something, you get to see everything that's below it or above it just by moving it around. All right, so let's get out of this. I'm going to go over here to File. I'm going to go to Project Manager. I'm going to I'm going to test myself here. I'm just going to close this. And then I'm going to go to Project Manager again. by closing that, going to Project Manager. Wow, that's interesting. It's stuck on that one. Oh, because I did a search earlier. It's still got the THUM in there. It's trying to find that. Okay, let's open up an unknown project or unnamed project, untitled project, whatever it is. I wish more programs would allow you to click on a file and show the location rather than hunting through them. The machine finding its location. Yeah, that would be nice too. 18.1. It should be 3 digits, Bobby. It should be, if you come in here and look at it, it should say version 18.1 dot whatever, build whatever, and then whether you have the studio version or the free version or not. So you want to look, oops, sorry about that. You want to look down in this area right here for the version, and it should be 3 digits. If you have 1.1, that's great. I would be very pleased for you because I'll show you why. So I went and apparently I haven't learned my lesson. I went and got this one right here, the Polaroid effect. Okay, I was intrigued by it and I liked it. So in order for that to work, you have to have media. So I'm going to go grab some media. I'm just going to grab the first one that comes up. Oh, Alex. Let's pick on Alex. He's not here to defend himself. Wouldn't make any difference. Oh, and it doesn't find it. Oh, because, does anyone know why that's red? Question for the audience, QFA. Does anyone know why that is red? It looks like I got about 6 minutes. Wintermute? I know Wintermute knows. Since in the Davinci program you can see the name of a file, why not try Windows search for that file name and see what comes up? Okay. Okay. So, why didn't this come up? Well, it's a PNG. It has to be a JPEG. Has to be. I have not gotten certain PNGs to work. Now it shows up. We drop her to our timeline and it works just fine. Then you come in here and you use the zoom Polaroid, and since it's white on white, now supposedly I can take this and drag this over to here and it worked. Oh, look, it did work. That's amazing. I'm going to close the effects and then blow this up here. If I come down here and turn on Fusion Overlay, then I can move this around where I want. I can resize it. And all this works just fine, by the way. You can do a lot with this. You can rotate it. Well, maybe you can rotate it. I know you can rotate it because I rotated it the other night. Yeah, you can rotate it. What I can't get to work is if I want to put a name on here, you go into Effects. Your title here is supposed to be showing up right there. So if I change this to Alex, and I change the color to something I can see that's going to show up, it's not showing up. It's supposed to be right there. So how I figured out kind of a workaround around it was, if I move this around far enough, I actually can find it. I've resized the text. I've gone into Fusion. I've looked at it a million times. I can't get the title to show up. And oddly enough, the creator did not explain how to get the title to show up. What she did explain was, in the version that supposedly works, you can change all of the parameters. I can't get it to work. Now, I did have another project I was doing with Tony Wallow, Robert, and Chris Garrett, and I could actually get their stuff to show up, but I had to move the picture like way, there it is. See right there, Alex. Alex shows up way down there. So this indicates to me that the text is not up here where it's supposed to be. However, it's way down there. Now it just kind of dawned on me that maybe I need to, and I probably tried this, maybe I need to bring this either down, nope, or up. And bringing it up, I thought would bring the text in. When I bring it back down, there Alex shows up. So it's an issue that I'll eventually figure out. I'll take apart in Fusion what's going on. So let's go real quickly. I may have overtime today. I may be playing Doug here. I may have overtime. Let's go back to the thumbnail. I don't necessarily want to save that. That's the one thing I'm getting good at. I don't have to save every little project I do now. So Long Dog, let me go look at your, since in Davinci program you see the name of the file, why not try a window search for that file name and see what comes up? Okay, so I guess he's talking about come down here and use the magnifying glass and then type in the file name here. And again, since I don't have Zoom and I don't have someone talking into my ear, I'm going off of what I'm seeing on chat and interpolating what needs to be done. There's the word of the day, interpolating. So I'm going to type in images, parentheses, 3_1 dot. Oh, Wintermute. Okay, bananas. There we go. Thank you, sir. BANANAS.MP4. Okay, and I'll hit enter. It says no bananas. Isn't that a you know, it's actually very eerily scary that Wintermute and I think pretty much alike. It really is. He's probably my doppelganger. Oh, Lord help if there's another one of me in the world. Anyway, let's hit enter. And I get to a web browser. Now, I don't want the Edge to be my default browser. So, for Wintermute, yeah, really, I'm telling you, one of me is enough. Can you imagine if I was a twin? Oh, good Lord, that would be horrible. So I'm guessing that means it is not on my computer anywhere. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kill that. I'm going to jump back over here. I'm going to go to my C drive. Actually, I think I learned the other day, if I don't identify one of these, it checks every single one of these things. And it might take a minute. So I'm going to put in no. If I spell bananas right, look, I didn't even have to hit enter. Now, because that's checking, my understanding, that's checking everywhere. Now, I kind of say that because the other day I was not paying attention and I forgot to identify the drive. And it searched, and it searched, and it searched, and it searched, and it finally came up and said it was on my H drive, which is another data drive that I have, one of my original data drives that I have. It still has a lot of stuff on it. And it was not part of the extra drives that I cleaned up and got rid of. By the way, I'm down to 2 drives now. I have a 1 terabyte I use for Macrium Reflect, and I have a 6 terabyte that I'm going to also be using for Macrium Reflect because I'm going to figure out how to do specific things in Macrium instead of doing the whole thing. 1 o'clock, I hear the trains. That's where I should cue up the Johnny Cash song. Was it Folsom Prison? I hear the trains coming around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. That sounds like a Tim Soul song right there. Hopefully Tim knows I'm just poking fun at him and I don't mean anything personal by it. Which apparently I was schooled today, and I was taught today that when you type in all caps, it means you're yelling on the internet. Good thing I did not know that. So if I accidentally typed you in all caps, just chalk it up to old age. Chalk it up to the I can't see even with my glasses. and it's not going to find it. Chances are that got thrown over into the recycle bin, and the recycle bin, as we all know from the Ken Stout live show, cleaned itself out with the exception of about 10 things, and I've since cleaned those out, so it's actually got like 2 things in it right now because I deleted some things last night. Senior moment. Yes, thank you, Tony. Thank you. I like that even better. It is a senior moment. And those are happening more and more and more and more. Well, by the way, the backup from last night from Mac and Reflect took till 3 o'clock this morning. I believe I started at about 1:20-ish, say 1:30, just so it's easy, hour and a half. And I didn't want to go to bed on the outside chance I would wake up to 4 blue screens in the morning and smoke rolling out of my docking station. So I sat here and patiently did absolutely nothing and watched the little green bars go across. It was fun. Just like watching this little green bar. And I don't want to give up on it because just as sure as I do, it'll, at about the time I click to X out of this, it'll pop up and show me where it's at. No great loss. In fact, if later this afternoon, none of these show up, I'll just delete them. I'll come in here and highlight it, backspace, and it'll be gone here, and it'll be gone wherever it is down here. Now, what's scary is I am not seeing that video down here anywhere. That's what's scary. And I don't think, yeah, I don't have it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere identifiable. So, and again, anything that's not piled on top of one another, I know that's not the best terminology to use. That just tells me it was a thought, it was an idea. Oh, do I like that? Let's see. Oh gosh, no, I don't like that. Even if I were to come in here and move it over just a little bit and even downsize it a little bit more, I don't like that. So I'm not real happy with the YouTube logo, which I believe is this one. So I could get rid of that. Another thing I like about Davinci is you can put all this stuff in there and then you can go, oh, let's see what that looks horrible. Turn it off. Oh, that looks much better. Oh, that looks horrible. Oh, that looks much better. And again, it's just me. I like it. It's easy to use. I'm learning quite a bit. Jeff Ryman, I ran a full Acronis backup on my old desktop yesterday. Now I'm doing a validation on the backup file. Yeah, I did everything last night, Jeff. That's, I think, what took so long. And I probably would have been okay going to bed. I don't want, I have, oh, look, it did find it. See? It found it. Now I should be able to right click. Oh, great. It doesn't give me the option to show me the file location. Usually it says in here, oh, here, open file location. Boy, Lorna has a saying that I need to look with my eyes and not with my mouth. So open the file location, and it is in D drive. What in the whole, and it is in thumbnails, and it's right there. So we're going to go back to Davinci. Did I close Davinci? I did not. We're going to right click. We're going to change the source. We're going to change this. It's already thumbnails. We're going to say open. We're going to hit change. Now this will not show up here because it's not down here anywhere. Or I could actually bring it down there. I can take this now and bring it over here like that. Bring my playhead over here, and there it is. It'll populate here, and then it'll populate there. I'm not 100% sure why I was bringing in that. Well, I could speculate, but I won't. I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler person. And there it is. It populated there. So we had it here, then here, then here. I highly recommend that you do the bins, but then again, I don't recommend the bins because I can't seem to figure bins out. I'm supposed to have 2 bins right here, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. This will continue on Monday. Maybe Monday might be a interesting day. So I was thinking I would have 2 bins in here. So I'm going to try import bins, and I don't see anything. This goes to downloads for some reason. So I'm going to close that. The reason I say that is I'm going to create a bin. So create a bin with selected. I should be able to create a new bin. Create bin with selected clips. New bin. There we go. So this gives me the bin. I'm going to call this thumbnails. I don't know. Right click. Where's the rename function? Rename bin. We're going to call it thumbnails. Enter. Now I can take all this data right here and I can throw it over here in this bin. And now, if I wanted to do something, I have to click open to the bin. Or I can go back to the master. Now here's what I find interesting. I don't think I'm supposed to save that thumbnail anywhere. I see the bin anywhere. I see the advantage of having, if you have multiple projects with different data in it, I see the advantage of creating 1, 2, or 3 thumbnails. The example I watched, the guy had a video, an audio, and a still bin. Video, audio, and still. Pretty self-explanatory. The problem that I have is if I go over here and go to Project Manager and I just open something up. Oh, there they are. So it's project specific because there's my logos and there's my Zoom photos. So it's okay. So that's kind of neat. I'm going to look into that and see if it's project specific or not. I'm going to guess that it is because there's thumbnails. So let's wrap it up for a Friday. It's a little over 20 minutes. It's about 39 minutes if my math is right. It's 109. So thanks everyone. Tonight Ken Stout Live will be at 9 o'clock unless again she gets canceled. This was fun. I always enjoy doing this even if nothing really gets accomplished. And I understand a lot of what I'm doing is rehashing stuff we've done in the past. There are things such as the Polaroid thing that I'm going to work on. I may record that and upload it. I don't know. So Jeff Ryman, okay. Darren Gilholm just got in from work and he's headed to the pub. All right, Darren. See you tonight, 9 o'clock our time, which would be what, 2 o'clock in the morning your time. I did that without looking at the clocks because the clocks aren't even running. Thanks, everyone. See you tonight. Have a great afternoon. And don't forget, Carrie's doing something today. I don't know. See ya. See ya. One of these, I got to get my camera to be bigger because when I weigh, yeah, whatever. Thanks, guys. Now, which button is it I got to hit? Did it stop? I'm going to be like, what's his name? And pull off my hair. I'm on the phone, Mom. No, that's not how that went. He sadly passed away. Did this stop? Oh, my bad. It didn't stop.